Hello, my name is John Merrin. I'm farming here at Higher Woolston Farm. We are milking 400 cows in an autumn block calving system. We've got a rotary milking parlour and lots of modern facilities here on site. We've got 400 cubicles. We've invested in lots of modern technology to help run this business efficiently and to sort of give myself the best possible chance long term of having a sustainable business, dairy farming. Yeah, we've got employ a couple of local people to help here on the farm, and we would just love to sort of show you guys more what we do with the nutrients especially, and how we've invested and how we would like to further invest. So our most recent investment on farm has been in our slurry management. So we have invested in a slurry separator and a new lagoon, a new slurry lagoon. What the slurry separator, just starting with this bit of equipment, the slurry separator has effectively, we are now able to reduce the slurry capacity needed in the lagoon by 25%, as we're pulling off 25% of the product by separating the solid out of the slurry. Our land is a bit fragmented, and we have got lots of parcels of land which are quite low in P and K. This here does not retain a lot of nitrogen, but it's got really good levels of both potassium and phosphate, and is very, very useful and in an efficient way of moving those nutrients off of this farm to get to some other land that we farm. So how the process works is the slurry goes into a reception pit. It gets pumped up through this separator, it gets screwed and pressed, so the liquid makes its way into the main lagoon, and then the solid gets stored here and comes out, and we can move that into trailers. So the plus side to that is just being able to manage our nutrients a lot more efficiently. So moving on to the main lagoon, we had to expand our storage. We were struggling with capacity in the old system, and we were finding with the winter's rainfall there was a lot of water falling into our slurry pit, and that's just diluting our nutrients and constantly putting pressure on the storage. So we've invested heavily in a new slurry lagoon. This lagoon is fully lined with a 2mm liner. It's got a full aeration system in, and we've got what is called a floating cover. To make the floating cover work, I was looking at different methods of how we're going to mix the slurry pit when we've got this floating cover on top. So the best option I could see on the market, and the best thing for us as a business, was to go for this aeration system. 5 to 6 times a day, for 5 or 6 hours a day, that aeration system is pumping air through the slurry. So that slurry is aerobic, and it's mixed 24/7. So any day of the week in the summer that we would want to go and spread slurry, the slurry is consistent, and from the first cube to the last cube, that slurry is the same product. We are reducing our harmful gases that are coming off the slurry by 95% by having the floating cover on top, and also all of the rainwater which falls on top of that slurry lagoon in the winter is now being pumped straight to the watercourse, because it is just being collected as clean water. In your average lagoon, which is 4 to 6 metres deep, and you're getting a metre of winter rainfall, you've already lost 25% of your capacity before you've even started putting slurry in. So the combination for us in investing in a slurry separator to pull off 25% of the solids off the slurry, and then investing in a floating cover to have 25% less rainwater falling in the pit, has substantially reduced the amount of slurry we have to store. Last winter was our first winter with this lagoon, and at the end of the winter the pit was only just over half full. So we've gone from being really struggling for capacity to being luxurious for capacity, but it has taken heavy investment to get there. Another big part of why we've done what we've done is by separating the slurry, nearly all of the nitrogen is in the liquid in the lagoon, and because we've taken the solid part of the slurry away, The slurry is now it's more like a dirty water than a slurry. It's a very thin product which goes into the ground and gets absorbed by the ground very, very easily. So we're now able to sort of spread it behind our cows more frequently without thinking the cows won't want to eat the grass, or oh, there's no rain forecast so we can't spread. It just gets absorbed so nicely because we haven't got that solid factor to it. And because the slurry is aerobic, we've got a lot more nitrogen now available to the soil and to the plants and to the grass. We're effectively growing a lot more grass with our own nitrogen. And also we've bought a significant amount less artificial fertiliser this season because we can now utilise our own on-farm manure. So as a package, it's a big thing. We're saving water quality in the area. It's going to be massively improved because we're not having to have any pressure on spreading slurry at wetter times of year. A lot more water is not having to go through the slurry system and not having to be mixed with slurry because we're keeping it separate. And also, yeah, the aeration system is making us a lot more nitrogen efficient and reducing a lot of the gases which have been released up into the environment. So for me as a young commercial dairy farmer, this is setting me up for years and years to come at being able to manage my nutrients in a much more efficient and effective way. And by having the separator, we can bring a lot of surplus P and K off of the farm to land that we know needs it, and we can move it there a lot more efficiently than dragging liquid around roads with slurry tankers.